I think we should be spending our money on trying to save our own planet before spending billions of dollars exploring other planets. It makes sense.
Need to look after this one before we try and find a replacement.
Sounds very sensible, my darlings. We call this third rock from the sun planet Earth, when we should really be calling it planet water. 70% of the planet's surface is covered by water, and 90% of its living space is in the ocean. So much of it has yet to be explored. Scientists recognize that there are mysteries in the deep. The giant squid, for example, was considered to be imaginary. But in recent years, with massive tentacle carcasses washing up around the world, science fiction has suddenly become science fact. So monsters of the deep do exist. Giant squid can grow as long as a city bus and weigh up to a ton. And what about the whale shark? 15 tons and up to 50 feet long. Are they alone? Or are there even rarer things swimming in the ocean's depths? One man who's investigated more than 800 sightings of sea monsters is renowned cryptozoologist Gary Mangiacopra. He believes there are a number of giant species just waiting to be discovered.
We do know that based upon the reports worldwide, we're not dealing with a sea serpent or a long-necked creature. We are in fact dealing with perhaps 2, 3, maybe even 4 different distinct species of large unknown marine animals.
What are some of the distinguishing characteristics of these sea monsters?
If you take the reports worldwide, you can digest reports into 2 basic characteristics. One of which is the classically described elongated creature, the classic sea serpent, about 70 to 100 feet long, very snake-like, ear-like in outward appearance. The second version is the classic long neck, an animal with a classic plesiosaur type of body, 4 flippers, a very elongated neck, a small head being described.
Well, let's take the serpent-like sea monsters to begin with. Is it possible that people could be seeing an oarfish or even a conger eel?
The critic says that these witnesses were mistaken and they had seen an oarfish. And yet the critics seem to fail to realize the largest recognized oarfish is only about 20 feet long. How can these creatures reach 4 to 5 times of their length to account what witnesses had said that yes, I have seen a large creature 70 to 100 feet long. And in many cases, these incidents were not just 1 witnesses, but 5, 10, or even up to 200.
And what about sea monsters like the Altamahaha, and you have the classic Loch Ness monster? They're both very plesiosaur-like. What do you think these are?
I don't think we have survivors from 65 million years ago, but I feel that what we have are in effect mammals.
How important do you think it is to prove that these sea monsters exist?
Right now is that we are in a race trying to save these creatures. We know absolutely almost nothing about them. We can't even prove at the present time that they are even existing, and yet the witnesses being seen both in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans indicate we are dealing with very rare unknown creatures.
Fascinating stuff, my darlings. Which brings us to the one thing that may just solve the mystery of the sea monsters once and for all. The marine senses of life.
Science is finally recognising that one of the last great unexplored frontiers is the world's oceans.
The Marine Census of Life is a joint effort between marine scientists from over 50 countries to search and document the world's oceans. The belief behind this study is that the greatest calamity that faces us is the loss of species before they've even been identified.